Okay, this is task 2.2 and this is what we are supposed to solve, right? And we are, this has been written in high level language, right? So this piece of code that you see here, this has been written in high level language, and we're supposed to give our solution in assembly language. Now remember, in assembly language there's something very powerful, and that is called a label. So we are going to use labels, right? So we are going to use labels. For example, we can use a label X. So X is going to be point. So when we say that X is being used as a label, which basically means what? This basically means that if this is our memory, then there is one location that we have labeled as X, right? That location might hold any value, right? Let's say it holds this value 75. So if we wanted to load this value 75 into the accumulator, rather than specifying the address, rather than saying, for example, this was location number 105, rather than saying something like LDD 105, rather than doing this, we can now use LDDX. We can use our label as an address. We don't even need to remember this value 105. So this is a very powerful feature of assembly language. Alright, so let me solve task 2.2 for you. And what we are going to do is, we're going to start here, right? This is the starting point. If X equals A. So in assembly language, how do you do this? First, you will have to load the value of X into the accumulator. And X, remember, is a label. So we can do something like this, right? We can do LDDX. So this is going to, this instruction, which is used for direct addressing, is going to load the value of X into the accumulator, right? So this is going to load the value, and let's say this is our accumulator, right? So into the accumulator, the value of X is going to be loaded, the value that is stored at this location X, and which in this case is what? In this case it is 67, right? It is 67. So 67 is going to be loaded into the accumulator. Okay. So the contents of X are going to be loaded into the accumulator. Now we need to compare the contents of X with the contents of A. So what is the comparison instruction that has been provided to us in the instruction set? And the comparison instruction that has been provided to us is this instruction, CMP. This is the instruction we use to compare. And in this instruction, we are supposed to provide an address, right? So if we want to compare the contents of whatever is lying in the accumulator with the contents of the address that has been provided in this instruction, then we are going to use this compare instruction. So if we say compare A, then the contents of the accumulator, whatever is in the accumulator already, is going to be compared with the contents of A, the contents of the address given in the instruction, right? The contents of the address given in the instruction, which in this case is the label A, right? So this is going to be our next instruction, right? We're going to say CMPA, compare the contents of this location, which is pointed to by this label A, with the contents in the accumulator, right? And in the accumulator we have this value 67, right? Whereas at this location, which is pointed to by A, right, we have this value 65 stored. So both of these are going to be compared, right? So we've done the first part. So what I'm going to do is, from here on, I'm just going to fill this table up, right? So that so we've already done these two instructions, right? We've done what? We've done LDDX, right? And we've done this comparison CMPA. Okay, now what if X is not equal to A? What's going to happen if X is not equal to A? When this comparison is executed, when this instruction is carried out, it is executed, what if it is found that X is not equal to A? In that case, we are going to jump to this label else, right? That is logical, right? If X is not equal to A, then we have to execute this instruction, and in assembly language, that instruction we've said is located at a memory location which is labeled as else. So if the result of this comparison shows that X is not equal to A, then we have to jump to else, right? So if the comparison shows that x is not equal to a. So jump if the comparison is not equal. So jump not equals instruction is what is going to be executed, and this time we are going to jump to this location, right? Else. So our address is going to be this label else. So if x is not equal to a, then jump to this location which is else, right? So if x is not equal to a, then we are going to jump to else. Otherwise, this is the instruction that is going to be executed. And if x equals a, then this is the instruction. Then we are not going to take this jump, right? Then we are not taking this jump. So then this is the instruction that is going to be executed, which is lying at this label then, right? And we can see that, you know, if x equals a, then this is the instruction that has to be executed. Output CHRX. So what is CHRX? CHRX is a built-in function. It's a built-in function that takes a look at the value that is held at this location x, which in this case is what? 67, right? Which in this case is 67. And it returns the corresponding character. So if we were to say CHRX, this would take a look at the ASCII code stored at this value, which is 67. So it is going to convert this 67 into its corresponding character. So it's going to treat this value 67 as ASCII code, and it is going to convert it to the corresponding character, which in this case is capital C. See, the ASCII code of capital A is 65, the ASCII code of capital B is 66, and the ASCII code of capital C is 67. So when this instruction is executed, when this built-in function is executed, it is going to return the corresponding character that belongs to this ASCII code, right? So in this case, x holds this value 67, and when we use this built-in function CHRX, it is going to return us with the character that is represented by this value 67, and that is capital C in this case. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to output the character corresponding to x, right? And x in this case was what? Loaded into the accumulator. That was the first thing we did. Remember, we loaded when LDD x was executed, the value of x was loaded into the accumulator, which was 67, right? So then we compared 67 with a. That was the next step. And then if the result was not equal to one another, then we were going to jump to else. However, if the result is equal to one another, then we are going to output the character that is corresponding to the ASCII code that is held in the variable x. And remember, the value of x is right now loaded into the accumulator. So we don't even need to go to memory. We can use this value which is loaded into the accumulator, and we can convert this into a character, right? Because this value is the value of x, right? That was what was loaded into the accumulator, and you know that value is still there in the accumulator. It has not been changed. So the accumulator is holding the value of x. So what we are going to do is we are going to output the character corresponding to this code which is held in the accumulator, right? And to output the character, we are going to use this out. So this is the command that we are going to use. What this out command does in assembly language is it outputs this to the screen the character whose ASCII value is stored in the accumulator. So whatever value is loaded in the accumulator right now, its corresponding character is loaded into its corresponding character is printed out on the screen. So what we want to do here is that we want to execute this instruction out. And remember, out is not taking any operand, so there is no operand given here. We are simply going to write out, and this is going to do what? This is going to print the character corresponding to the ASCII value that is held in the accumulator. So this is going to show capital C in this case. In this case, it's going to show capital C in the output window. So it's going to convert this 67 which is held in the accumulator into a character and show it on the output screen. Okay. And once this has been executed, if x equals a and this output has been done, what do we do next? We simply go to end if, right? We don't need to go to else, right? So this is exactly what he said, if this is the last instruction that is executed, then in the next instruction he is saying jump to end if, and jump to end if is doing what? We are going to jump to this label, right? And when we go to this label, what is written here? End is an instruction which is going to end our program. This instruction is going to return the control to the operating system, which means our program is going to stop executing. Okay, so what if the result was not equal, right? What if the result was not equal? Then we were going to jump to else. And what are the steps that we need to carry out now? If we've jumped to else, then this is what we need to do. A equals a plus 1. So what we are going to do is, first we are going to load the value of a into the accumulator in case of else, right? First we are going to load the value of a into the accumulator, then we are going to increment the accumulator, and finally we are going to store the result into C. So to carry out a equals a plus 1, first we are going to load a into the accumulator, then we are going to increment the value of a, and finally we are going to store the result back at the location which is labeled as a. So these are the three steps that need to be carried out if x is not equal to a. So in case this jump is taken and we come to this else instruction, the first thing we need to do is we need to load a, then we need to increment a, change the value of a by 1, add 1 to it, right? And finally we need to do what? Finally we need to store this new value which is now held in the accumulator at this location a. So let me show you what happens, right? When this instruction is carried out, LDD a, then a is holding this value 65. So 65 is going to be loaded into the accumulator. 65 is going to be loaded into the accumulator. Then this instruction is going to execute. This is going to add 1 to the value of 65, which is going to make it 66. Then this instruction is going to execute. This is going to store this value in the accumulator. This is going to store this value in the accumulator, which is 66 in this case, into this location that is labeled as A. So this location will now this location will now get this new value which is 66, and it is going to be stored here, right? 66 from the accumulator is going to be stored at this location which is labeled A. And once this else instruction, once this part has been executed, this program is going to end, right? This program is going to end. We've reached end if, and if we've reached end if, this is the instruction that is going to be executed. So I hope you understand how this works.